Welcome, dear viewers. If you dare to venture into the unknown, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more spine-chilling tales and terrifying content that will haunt your dreams. The Haunting of Blackwood Manor, a chilling real-life demon encounter. Deep in the heart of the countryside, shrouded in mystery and legend, lies Blackwood Manor. A place where the veil between our world and the supernatural is thin. What you're about to hear is a chilling, true story of demonic encounters and the terrifying events that unfolded within its walls. Welcome to Terrifying Bedtime Stories. Part 1, The History of Blackwood Manor. Built in the late 1800s, Blackwood Manor has a dark history. Stories of unexplained deaths and eerie sightings have surrounded the property for over a century. Locals speak in hushed tones about the mansion, warning others to stay away. The manor's reputation as a haunted house grew with each passing year, cementing its place as one of the most feared locations in the region. Legend has it that the original owner, a wealthy industrialist named Jonathan Blackwood, dabbled in the occult. Desperate to bring his deceased wife back from the dead, he conducted dark rituals in the mansion's basement. It is said that he summoned something far more sinister than he could control. After his mysterious disappearance, subsequent owners reported hearing his anguished cries echoing through the halls. Part 2, The New Owners. In the summer of 2019, the Johnson family moved into Blackwood Manor, unaware of its sinister past. Excited about their new beginning, they quickly settled in. However, within days, they began to notice strange occurrences, footsteps echoing in empty hallways, cold spots that sent shivers down their spines, and objects mysteriously moving on their own. The once welcoming manor was now a place of growing dread. Their two young children, Emma and Lucas, started having nightmares. They spoke of a dark figure that watched them from the shadows, whispering their names. At first, Sarah and Mark Johnson dismissed these as mere childhood fears. But soon, they could no longer ignore the sinister presence that seemed to permeate their home. Part 3, The First Encounter. One night, as Sarah Johnson was putting her children to bed, she felt a presence behind her. Turning around, she saw a shadowy figure standing at the end of the hallway. Terrified, she grabbed her children and ran downstairs, only to find the same figure in the living room, watching them with hollow eyes. The fear in Sarah's heart was unlike anything she had ever known. This was only the beginning. In the days that followed, the apparitions became more frequent and more terrifying. The family would hear disembodied voices calling out to them, mocking their fear. Doors would slam shut on their own, and the lights would flicker ominously. The once peaceful manor had turned into a house of horrors. Part 4, The Possession. As the weeks passed, the activity escalated. Sarah's husband, Mark, began to exhibit strange behavior. He would wake up in the middle of the night, speaking in a language no one understood, with eyes that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. It wasn't long before they realized that Mark was possessed by a demonic entity. The darkness had taken hold of him, and the family was plunged into a nightmare. Mark's condition worsened rapidly. He became aggressive, lashing out at his family and speaking in voices that were not his own. The children were terrified of their father, and Sarah was at her wits' end. Desperate and afraid, she knew they needed help beyond what she could provide. Part 5, Seeking Help. Desperate and terrified, the Johnsons reached out to a local priest, Father Thomas, known for his work in exorcisms. When Father Thomas arrived, he immediately felt the evil presence in the house. With a determined heart, he prepared for a battle that would test his faith and strength. The Johnsons placed their hopes in Father Thomas, praying that he could save Mark and rid their home of the malevolent force. Father Thomas spent a night in Blackwood Manor to understand the extent of the haunting. What he experienced confirmed the family's worst fears. Unseen forces tormented him, and he witnessed firsthand the violent fits that overtook Mark. The entity within the manor was powerful and malevolent, feeding off the family's fear and despair. Part 6: The Exorcism. The exorcism was a grueling ordeal. As Father Thomas recited prayers and holy rites, Mark writhed and screamed, his body contorting in unnatural ways. The air grew thick with tension, and a dark shadow seemed to envelop the room. Objects flew off shelves, and the temperature dropped to a bone-chilling cold. Hours passed as the battle between light and dark raged on. Finally, with one last prayer, Father Thomas succeeded in banishing the demon, leaving the Johnson family shaken but free from the clutches of evil. During the exorcism, the entity fought back with terrifying ferocity. Mark levitated above the bed, and unearthly growls filled the room. The walls shook, and it felt as if the very foundation of the house would give way. But Father Thomas remained steadfast, his faith unwavering. After what seemed like an eternity, blinding light filled the room, and the dark presence was expelled, leaving Mark exhausted but finally at peace. The Johnsons eventually moved out of Blackwood Manor, leaving behind the memories of their harrowing ordeal. To this day, the mansion stands empty, a silent witness to the dark forces that once resided within its walls. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Terrifying Bedtime Stories for more real-life tales of the supernatural. Have you ever experienced something unexplainable? Share your stories in the comments below. Despite the exorcism, Blackwood Manor remains a place of fear and mystery. No one dares to live there, and it stands as a monument to the darkness that once thrived within its walls. The Johnsons have moved on, but the memories of their time in the manor haunt them still. They often wonder what might have happened if Father Thomas hadn't intervened, and they are grateful every day for their newfound peace. If you want to hear more chilling encounters, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us, and sweet dreams, if you dare.